Gewurztraminer, difficult name to say, but one of the most loved wines and grapes to tend to and pick amongst our crew. There's not a lot of Gewurztraminer planted in New Zealand. It's mostly associated with places like Gisborne. So there's a little bit in Marlborough, and we prize our little 3 hectares that are on quite a different part of the estate, high up in the hills, in an incredibly windy site. It's really quite challenging growing conditions. So there Gewurztraminer struggles along, and it's got its tiny little berries, and then it comes along and it just delivers this wallop of flavour of deliciousness, of Turkish delight and rose water and lychee and blood orange, and you just don't know where, what hits you. I think that it's an underrated wine, and people are scared to say the name, so they don't tend to order it off a wine list. So great shame. But I can tell you that a lot of the grapes are eaten instead of being picked by pickers. It really is a joy to work with. So when these grapes were picked in 2020 in that beautiful vintage, it was picked in 2 portions. The first portion was machine harvested. It went to the winery, it got crushed, and then it sat on skins for about 6 hours just to extract a little bit more flavor out of the skins, because we think a lot of the flavor sits in the skins. After which it was floated and fermented as per usual. About a week to 10 days later, I can't exactly remember, the second portion was picked by hand, because the ripening there was just a little bit more uneven. That is quite a difficult patch of that particular little vineyard. It then went to the winery, crushed and fermented, and then the 2 bits got blended back together again. Why we're so fond of it is just because the flavors are nothing, there is nothing like this, I think, certainly not in our neck of the woods. You have beautiful flavors of Turkish delight and rose water, and some things like, citrus or jasmine flowers. And then on the palate, it goes through to, just continues to that Turkish delight. You put your nose in this and you know exactly what you're tasting. So, Turkish delight, but there's definitely something that provides quite a bit of structure. For me, it's almost blood orange, or there's quite a fair swag of normal old orange as well. And it finishes dry, although the residual sugar is off dry. It doesn't taste like a soft dry because of the searing acidity that we get up there. I think it's a joyful wine, got enough acid to carry those Asian foods and spicy foods, or fragrant foods, probably more like it, to carry any of that. And of course, just as perfect just by itself. We like it when it's, on these hot summer days that we've been having here in New Zealand, having it icy cold and just having a glass when you get home from work. It works pretty well for me. So yes, we're very pleased with Gewurztraminer. We enjoy drinking it. We hope you do too.